Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and boy, do I have a scandal for you today. So buckle up, get your drinks, your popcorn, and let's dive in. I'm sure you guys have all heard of the Navarro cheer team. They're a famous cheer team. They were in a Netflix docuseries called Cheer, and their head coach, Monica Aldama, and the team itself have been wrought with scandal. And now we have a new one popping up. And let me just say, Monica Aldama, she's not having a good day or a good week. Now, before we jump into what is going on currently, I want to play a video clip for you guys that kind of goes back and explains the last couple scandals and the culture of what's going on with this cheer team.
A lawsuit accuses Navarro County of its well-known cheer team coach of covering up the sexual assault of one of its athletes.
The highly successful college cheer team became more widely known after the Netflix docuseries Cheer debuted in 2020. But a lawsuit accuses the program of a culture of sexual harassment, assault, and intimidation. Fox 4's Blake Hansen spoke with the attorney who filed the lawsuit. Blake's live tonight to tell us more. Blake.
And Stephen Heather, a spokesperson for the college, says the college is prepared to defend itself in court. Meanwhile, the woman's attorney tells us they are hoping that this leads to change, not just at Navarro College, but elsewhere. There are few things bigger in Corsicana than the Navarro College cheer team.
And your junior college national champions, Navarro College!
The successful squad catapulted from icons in the cheer community to a national audience with the Netflix docuseries Cheer starting in 2020. But the team and its leader, Coach Monica Aldama, now find themselves in a different kind of spotlight. A lawsuit filed in federal court accuses the team of covering up the sexual assault of a now former cheerleader, along with systemic problems. Fox 4 is not identifying the cheerleader. According to the suit, the woman was sexually assaulted by a fellow cheerleader while she was trying to go to sleep in her dorm in September 2021. The woman says she told several teammates about what happened, and at a party that night, a team leader told her, "You just need to drink it off and get your mind off it, because that's what Navarro girls do. They drink. We don't tell anyone." Mark Lanier is an attorney representing the woman who filed suit.
The public needs to know that there are cheer members who've been harassed, intimidated. That's happened to my client. They've attempted to silence her.
The lawsuit claims the team leader then had two male cheerleaders follow the woman so she wouldn't report the assault. It also claims that at one point, several veteran cheerleaders pointed a gun at the woman and her boyfriend, threatening to kill them for reporting the assault. The suit says when plaintiffs started to tell Aldama about the assault, Aldama interrupted her, saying, "Let's not make this a big deal. I want the best for you, and I will help you cheer wherever you want."
Our main goals in filing this lawsuit are to be sure that the system that bred and permitted this type of activity is brought to light and stopped.
In a statement Thursday, Navarro College denied wrongdoing, telling Fox 4 the safety and welfare of students is always of utmost priority. Navarro College prohibits sexual harassment and sexual misconduct against all students and is deeply committed to providing an educational environment free from sex discrimination and sexual assault. The lawsuit claims Navarro has a culture of sexual harassment, violence, and intimidation, and points to recent incidents, including the 2020 arrest of cheer athlete Jerry Harris on child pornography charges. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Lanier says his client reported the assault to campus police and the college's Title IX office, both discouraging her from doing so.
Her dream and what she had worked out every day of her life, really, to achieve was cheering on a nationally ranked team and then going on and propelling that into a career to help others do the same. And her dream of cheering on a nationally ranked team is over. She's been blackballed from many nationally ranked programs.
Lanier says they believe they will obtain evidence to back up their claims through discovery and depositions. The lawsuit does state that there were multiple witnesses during several of the incidents.
Okay, after all the victim went through, being threatened, no one listening to her, people trying to shut her up, she still got an attorney and filed a lawsuit against the school, Monica, and some of its employees. In my opinion, after going through all that, I think it's pretty believable that something happened to her. And then you throw in the arrest of the cheerleader for CP, who was sentenced to 12 years in prison, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. It just makes you wonder of the culture of this cheer team. So fast forward, the lawsuit against Monica was dropped. I've tried to do research to see if there's still a suit against the school and some of the other employees, but I'm not really finding anything. I'll look more into that at another time, but the lawsuit against Monica Aldama was dropped. And I also read that she has retired. Moving on, let's talk about Jerry Harris, the cheerleader that was sentenced to 12 years in prison for CP. In this New York Times article, this article is from July 6th of 2022, by the way. He was 22, reached a plea deal in which prosecutors agreed that after sentencing on the 2 counts, the charges that he persuaded a 17-year-old to send him photos for money and traveled to Florida for the purpose of engaging in illicit SA with a 15-year-old, they would ask that the remaining charges be dropped. Ooh, this guy, no good. No good, this guy. Wow. He had initially pleaded not guilty to all 7 charges in December of 2020. Mr. Harris's plea agreement noted that sentencing guidelines may recommend 50 years in prison for the offenses, though Judge Manish S. Shaw, now it's a tongue twister, say that 3 times fast, Manish S. Shaw, had noted that he might decide differently. Judge Shaw also ordered Mr. Harris to serve 8 years of court-supervised release following his prison term. So this judge is seeing that this guy has some serious issues. And mind you, he was a cheerleader on this team. A lawyer for Mr. Harris, Todd Pugh, did not immediately respond. So the sentencing caps a case that began nearly 2 years ago in September 2020, when Mr. Harris was arrested and charged with production of CP months after the release of Cheer, which follows a national cheerleading team from a small town Texas community college. Around the same time, he was sued by teenage twin brothers who said he had sent essay photo or messages to them, requested photos from them, and solicited from them. Wow. So the boys were 13 and he was 19. So this guy was barely coming out of being a teenager and he's already showing this kind of behavior. Oh my goodness. In a voluntary interview with the authorities in 2020, Mr. Harris acknowledged that he had exchanged photos on Snapchat with at least 10 to 15 people he knew were minors and had inappropriate relations with a 15-year-old at a cheerleading competition in 2019. That's what I'm saying. This victim said that this is the kind of culture that was happening in this cheer team. And then you've got this cheerleader who is straight up saying that he essayed a 15-year-old at a cheerleading competition in 2019. After federal agents interviewed other minors who said they had relationships with Mr. Harris, they filed additional felony charges against him. The charges that Mr. Harris did not plead guilty to as part of the agreement include 4 counts of exploitation of children and 1 count of enticement. The 7 charges involve 5 minor boys. Mr. Harris has been held at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago since his arrest. We've got the victim that came forward. Nobody believed her. She was being threatened, files a lawsuit. Apparently the lawsuit's dropped. And then you've got this guy who was a cheerleader, convicted of horrific crimes against children. This is just all past stuff. Now let's get to what's going on currently. Buckle up. Okay, so this is what's currently going on. Monica Aldama's son, Austin, who's 27 years old, has been arrested on 10 counts of CP. Yes, her own son has now been arrested on 10 counts of CP. He was arrested last Thursday, charged with several counts of possession or intent to promote CP. Now, his bond was set for $20,000 for each of his charges, but he was released on a personal recognizance bond. The sheriff department confirms 2 people. So that is, they allow the defendant to be released without posting the bond amount under certain conditions. So I don't know why that happened. I don't know how common that is in this area. I'm not really sure, but that's the story. So basically, her son has now been arrested for what that other cheerleader, for similar charges to what that other cheerleader was arrested for. This is crazy, you guys. She is not living her best life now. This is absolutely crazy. Makes me wonder how long this was going on with her son, as the cheer team and everybody's embroiled in all of these allegations and everything. Was he literally doing this then, knowing all the other things that were going on and what was going on with the other cheerleader? This is crazyville. Now, I have another article that has some more tidbits in it, a little bit more details that I'm going to share with you, and we'll talk about those. It states that Austin now resides in Dallas, and he was arrested on an open warrant stemming from a grand jury indictment. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then it says his father, Chris Aldama, currently serves as the director of probation at the Navarro County Community Supervision and Corrections Department. Interesting. But the Navarro County Sheriff, Elmer Tanner, has spoken out to make sure some things are clear. And he stated that it is not his decision on what kind of bond to provide Aldama. At the jail, we just enforce what the court system asks us to do. And apparently the booking photos were available on their website and then they went away. So I'm sure people were wondering if something wasn't being covered up because of who Austin's dad is. But he is saying we are not affiliated with any website. Booking photos are taken of everyone, regardless of who they are and what they are charged with. Those photos are visible on our website until the individual is no longer in custody. So when he was released on his own recognizance, they probably took his booking photo down. And then it's saying that there has been no comment from the college and no comment yet from Aldama's attorneys. So this is some pretty crazy stuff, you guys. It is a hot mess with this cheer team and the people surrounding it. There's been no comment from her that we know of, or from him or his attorneys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you guys found this video informative, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe, because I will be keeping an eye on this story and I will definitely keep you guys updated. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.